So something I see on Twitter a lot, book Twitter discourse, is a common question of, is listening to an audiobook the same as reading? And I thought I'd weigh in on that, and basically my answer is no. Before you go, oh, he's a writing elitist or he's an ableist or whatever, I mean it more as a matter of like semantics. Because I think that's what people are getting wrapped around the axle about. Like some people are talking about semantics and other people are talking about like spiritually or conceptually. Like semantically, reading is like visually processing text. And listening to an audiobook is you're listening, You wouldn't say I read a podcast. You listen to a podcast. Unless you printed out the transcript of the podcast, then you read a podcast. That's the main difference. But, spiritually, I think ultimately you're getting the same story. So in that regard, it's basically the same. Although I will say that like listening to a book, someone reading a book, the way they present the story is going to color your impression of it. If they put, a little extra melancholy into a line, that's how you'll perceive it. Whereas if you read it, maybe you wouldn't read that particular line as quite as sad as maybe as they performed it, quote unquote. So it is different, but at the end of the day, whether you read a book or listened to it, you still have gotten the same information. And that's my take on it. Semantically different, spiritually basically the same.